Hello and welcome back to the Shakedown.
We are your hosts. I am TrevHER, season 2 winner of Mixed Shakers.
And I am Ani So Exotic. And today we are joined by a very mysterious empty chair.
Yes, who may fill that chair? Come up from the trenches. And that's the witch. And that's the witch that's coming up. We are joined by Diabetes.
Good morning, Shakedown.
Woo! So today we are going to be talking about week 1. And week 1 was the talent show, famously the talent show. And we're joined by last year's winner of the talent show. Dia, why did you think that you won over me?
I won because
Exactly, no one knew. Yeah.
Me when I weaponized my BFA. Big fat ass.
I don't even know what BFA stands for.
Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Ah, there we go.
That's why I won.
Science. So last year, Dia won. This year, we had 10 girls competing.
Yes.
Before we get into it, what were the overall reactions?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Good being the best word to describe it, I feel like. Just like overall, fine.
It was good. It was good. It was a good talent show.
Yeah.
I don't think that I was overly gagged by anybody's. Some of them were really cool. A lot of them felt very safe. But I thought it was a very good turnout. I didn't think anyone did like terrible.
Yeah, no one flopped compared to other years.
Right.
So.
Boots. There was nobody who was like an obvious like disappointment or letdown, whatever we want to call it. There was nobody who made like anything that was glaringly bad. It was pretty solid of like a cohesive, good group. Maybe there were some that weren't as well executed, but that doesn't mean by any means they were bad.
And most of these girls this year have been doing drag for a really long time. Like a lot of these girls have been in the game. So like they were kind of expected to pull out some like good shit. Like it's your talent. Like show us what you can do outside of a brunch, outside of a, nightly shook. Like we want to see what you can do.
In my opinion, a lot of them did just give brunch or nightly shook though. Like the vibe of like the number, it wasn't coming like out of the box. There was not a lot of them had stories. Like, I don't know. They were just like, I'm just performing. I don't know. Give us something new.
That's right. It needed a little bit more concept. It needed a little bit more like artistic integrity of this is my talent that I alone know that I can execute to a good enough degree that earns me a title. I feel like maybe that's why I won last year.
Right.
Because I weaponized something that is identifiable with myself and my brand that I don't think our competitors would have been able to put together and execute to the same level that I did.
And that you can't really do that at a nightly show. Like that kind of talent, like you can't show otherwise. And that's like what's important. That's why I think some of the other girls tonight like really stood out. Or last night.
But on the trade-off though, there are some girls who are incredibly new to the scene. Who are incredibly new to drag in general. So that might have been what like had us kind of in the unexpected realm of we're still getting to really know who you are. We've seen you twirl. We've seen you perform time and time again, but we haven't seen that aspect of your drag that makes you unique, that makes you miles ahead of other people in this scene when it comes to certain avenues that drag encompasses, which I think was a really nice, pleasant surprise to get to see from some of these people who haven't really been around the longest just yet.
So why don't we go into our first competitor?
Yes, Rumor Mills was our first competitor, and she was doing an original song, performing live an original song that she wrote. What is it called?
Sex Kitten. It's another one. She did a mix of 2 songs because I loved it, and so I went on Spotify and I did a dive.
Period.
I forget what the other one is called, but she did a mix of 2.
Period.
And she also not only like I did an original song last year. I came up with my own lyrics, but the backtrack like wasn't mine. Like I didn't produce the backtrack. Like it was an instrumental to Eye on the Strip Club. But she did both. She produced the song, and she had the lyrics.
Oh shit! Okay, Rumor.
So I thought that it was great. The song
was great.
I thought the song was great. The one thing that Rumor lacked was a confidence and stage presence.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was just like, I wanted so much more. I wanted to like, I wish that someone gave her like a really strong pep talk in the back or something to be like, girl, have fun, don't stress, do your best, and like live on the stage. Like show everybody what you can do. I think nerves may have been a part of it, but I don't think that the stage presence was like there.
I totally agree. I feel like also she was kind of like doing the same moves throughout. Like it felt very like if you looked away for like 30 seconds and looked back, it would be the same thing. The only part where that would be different is where in the song she was, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but like, yeah, I think it was just came down to confidence and nerves.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, because when it's your own song that you have fully produced, have written the lyrics, wrote the lyrics, and are bringing to the stage, I expect something to the level of like Beyonce at Coachella.
Yeah,
like
really.
I want it to be like our big grandiose like introduction to you, your aesthetic, your skill level, all of that. So I would have thought like there would have been more moments for her to like ad lib on the mic to really like show us what she can do when it's volleying, like seeing the crowd being like, are you all ready? Like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she went to introduce herself before the song started, but it started and then was way too loud to the point where we couldn't hear her.
Yeah.
So I think that might have tripped her up a little bit going into it.
Yeah, I agree. That song was also like slightly repetitive. I think it was a little too long. It felt like
it
the
did feel
whole
really
4 or
long.
5 minutes that they were given. Yeah. So it felt long, but then I have like downloaded this song. Like Sex Kitten. So there were 2. I downloaded Sex Kitten because that was my favorite.
Yeah.
And apparently it came out that day. It came out yesterday.
Oh, period.
So like on Spotify. So I was like one of the first listeners.
Yes.
And I have DM'd her and I want to be a feature on it.
Yeah.
I want to be a feature on that song. I was like, your girl can write lyrics, okay? But back to her, I just wish also there was a level of like campiness to it.
Yeah.
When you're doing something original, you have to like get the audience's attention by like not just having really cool lyrics, but you need to be ups and downs and like of a funny moment, of a serious moment, of like, you know, I needed a little bit more of an ebb and flow.
Range.
Yeah.
Better pacing.
Yeah, for sure. Cute. So
Also, no shade. I hated that outfit.
I liked it.
You did. I hated
Something about
that
the outfit wasn't right. I also wish that the styling of the hair was different.
That's her real hair.
I wish that it was. Is it really?
Yeah, that's her real hair.
I actually have it.
In the
written
words
down.
of Q, that's her real hair.
I have it written down. I said, "Is that her real hair?"
That is her real hair. I saw her in the back.
Shit.
No lace, no wear.
I did say that. I just wish that there was something done to it. Like put something in your hair. Like do something to it. Like drag it up a little bit, and then the outfit. I get what she was doing with the little low waist thing, but I wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
Low waist. I wish it was a high waisted pant.
Literally, me too.
Yeah, that would have made it better. And then open the jacket.
Yeah.
Open the jacket, high waisted pant, black
Show the
bodysuit
body,
underneath.
yes.
Like show us the boobies, show us the body. That would have been great.
Yeah, I wish the bodysuit was a little bit better fitted because then when she opened the jacket, it had like already moved around a little bit from her performing. But I thought the jacket was actually really, really puss. I loved the jacket. The pants were really cute, but I agree. I wish they hit a little bit higher up on the waist so that way it gave her a little bit more nip, a little bit more tuck. It was a controversial topic for the evening. I live for the Crocs.
No, we will get there.
If they were a platform Croc, though, over.
Were the Crocs on during the talent too?
They were.
I didn't even notice it then.
I know. Oh, okay. That's crazy.
If they were
never mind.
Balenciaga
That's not drag.
Croc,
That's not drag.
if they were a Balenciaga platform Croc that like she had rhinestones the crap out of, I would have lived. I would have lived. Or like studded.
At least.
Exactly. There were a few. I saw they had gibbets. You get points for the gibbets. Them being flat though, points off.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. Damn little mama, like that's so cool.
Well, it's all with back. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I thought it was like a really solid song. The stage presence is what kills it. Stage presence is more than half of drag. Like, you might not be the best dancer in the room, but if you can't connect with an audience, then it's hard for me to give you the point. So it's 4 for me. But I did download the song and I want to be a feature. Thank you.
See, I'm being really nice. I'm gonna give her a 5.
Okay, work.
Because in my opinion, like if I'm thinking about a grade, like I would have given it maybe like a 50 out of 100. Because I agree, stage presence is incredibly important when it comes to drag because the audience needs to be engaged with you the entire time. Their eyes need to be on you, excited to see what you're doing. In my opinion, I always say that if you have a show where barely anybody got any footage of you because it was a good show, they were busy watching you.
That's
and that's why they didn't pull out their phone to be like, oh, let me just record to say that I was here, make my presence known. They were enthralled with what you were doing. And I think with her performance, while it wasn't the most enthralling, I still really enjoyed the songs. The songs were really cool. But again, just more confidence with what you do. We want to be able to see you walk out there and nobody could spook you, regardless of how they were looking at you, how they were reacting, etc. Just go out there, rock steady. But it was week 1, so I understand the nerves, all of that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, 5.
Yes.
I'm going to be the mean girl here. I give it a 3 because I was just not living personally, because I love the song. Don't get me wrong. The song was amazing. I think she just needs to redo that whole performance, like from scratch. Like, you know what I mean? Like the stage presence, the choreo, the moments, none of them were there for me, but that's okay. We love you.
There was plenty of mic stand though.
Twerk. Love a mic stand. Moving on to act number 2, Brooke.
Yes.
So Brooke and Hyman did a Lorax burlesque number.
Sister.
Burlesque is hard in a competition setting.
Definitely.
I think there's a lot of nerves that go into it, and if something doesn't work right, you're gonna get flustered.
Yeah.
Brooke is such a professional, and there was a moment where she could not get her top off, and she couldn't do the rest of the burlesque. I could tell. But like she played it off so well that it was hard to notice her getting flustered. Because she is just such a professional. She kept it moving. She didn't stop, and the performance was great. On the note of the theme of the whole thing, I didn't like connect. I didn't get it. I didn't know that it was a Lorax. And if someone didn't tell me literally before the competition what she was doing, I wouldn't have known that was a Lorax number. There wasn't enough of like the dialogue or like that scene that was in the beginning. I was just confused. I didn't know that was a Lorax. I think totally. Did she even say she speak for the trees?
The people are clapping during that part.
You can hear it.
You couldn't hear it. That was
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because the Lorax was for the tree.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But I will say with Brooke, I agree. Yes, there was the obvious moment of like frazzling and confusion when the top didn't come off at that first go. And I was talking with Brooke backstage because I was helping dress them for the evening. And I was like, baby, why'd you start from the top? Because like there's nothing else preventing like everything showing as soon as you start from the top. Like the gag's immediately revealed. You should have started from the bottom. That way you can work your way up, then go to the top and boom, there's the reveal.
Yes, that makes sense.
They were like, oh my God, I was so nervous that I started from the top, not from the bottom, but I had rehearsed time and time again with it starting from the bottom.
So in case it got stuck, all it is just like that strap hanging down. Gotcha.
And the thing is, when you undo something from the top, all of that tension that's holding it up is now going to go slack. And so the straps that needed to hit certain areas on the back now overlapped other strapping, which led to that like struggle of, am I getting the right one? That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with the critique of there needed to be more things that made it obviously Lorax. Brooke had a mustache. If you go to their Instagram, you'll see the post of the look. They did a whole photo shoot and everything for it. That was so kind. But can I swear?
Yes.
Okay.
Cunt isn't a swear word in this house.
Exactly. And so with Brooke, there was a giant mustache that was going to be like the final gag.
That's what
of like the Lorax. But we were backstage, and Brooke was literally like, "So I don't have the mustache," and I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Like Jennifer. Next up, we had Jade Doza Doll giving us a fun, very beautiful number of presenting the Jade Doza Doll with 2 backup dancers. That then the doll went through a malfunction due to it maybe having Tourette's, ? But it went from starting with like fembots, I think it was called, into Wanda's Cunty Vision by Ocean Kelly.
Yes. No, I thought the number was great. We're gonna start with our numbers. I'm gonna give this a 7. Everything was there for me. I thought this was so kind. All of my notes were saying, God damn, oh wow, yes, 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 that was great. The only reason I'm not giving it like a higher score is because the backup dancers were a little bit off. When they left the stage, you can see that Jade lost some steam. I think the judges gave her that critique as well. So I was just like, I was wanting that like excitement of when she first stepped on stage as the Jade Doza doll to continue throughout like the entire thing. And then it kind of like lost a little steam towards the end. But I thought that it was I thought it was great. I'm gonna give it a 7.
I am also going to give it a 7, like my sister her. Because I agree. Once the backup dancers left the stage, Jade lost a little bit of steam, and after that, there weren't as many peaks and like really strong moments that were hit choreographically. And then even when the dancers were on stage, there were moments where you could tell that maybe the dancers weren't perfectly in sync with one another. However, I think it was still a really good, fun concept that tied into something that Jade deals with in real life, being her Tourette's. Though maybe I would have had like a physical bit that was repeated throughout that after it was mentioned, in order to make it more cohesive and intentional rather than it just being mentioned once. But also still looked beautiful, looked great, good number. Just, I think it could have gone further.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 4. This was not my favorite number at all. I thought that I didn't learn very much about her other than the Tourette's thing, which I wasn't even 100% sure about because it was just kind of dropped and then like not really followed up on. And I thought that the backup dancers were like detracting from her performance when they were there, to be honest, because they were like kind of distracting by being out of sync with each other and out of sync with Jade. So I think, and I agree that she lost steam after everybody else walked off. So yeah, that's why I give it a 4.
Yeah, moving forward, everybody please keep in mind, backup dancers are a lot more room for error. There's a lot more that can go wrong.
Yeah, you are responsible for your backup dancers. Like, you will get points off if they're doing something wrong. It has nothing to do with you, but you're responsible.
If you are able to do the concept and execute the number perfectly by yourself, do so.
All right, next up we had Safika. Safika gave us a French singing thing, Edith Piaf.
Piaf!
Eating pilaf. I thought it was great. She ate carbs on stage. She sang in French. I thought it was cool. The baguette at the end was like the right amount of stupid to bring like the seriousness of her singing like full circle and like make it like a completed like thought for her.
Yes.
And her singing was great. Usually when people are singing live, you notice the nerves. Their voice is a little shaky, and I really didn't notice any of that on stage. Like, I thought that she knew what she was doing, and she was not nervous at all. It was great to watch.
100% agree. There was great confidence. There was great execution in the live singing. I will say, though, that there were other moments where I could tell that there was a little bit of trepidation with timing. With the baguette that was in the bag that was painted the lesbian pride flag colors, there were like 2 moments prior to it being pulled out of the bag where you see Safika's hand go in the bag and then immediately come back out. And then on top of that, when Safika did the final reveal of the baguette from the leg garter, she was mid-note and then just goes out of range of the mic to pick it up.
Yeah.
I would have made sure that with the staging, once you see it, know how to maybe navigate things or circumvent how you're going about other moments in the number. Yeah. Like constantly lifting your leg and then pulling out the baguette, because there was the leg slit in the gown. Speaking of beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns. But there were other moments that could have gone just as strongly as the singing and the execution there. But still great number, great concept. The fact that it was done entirely in French, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it a 9. I thought this was one of my favorite numbers. I thought there was like a lot of good moments that were like stupid and funny, and like there were so many elements and details in it that really made it like fully rounded, good concept, like, and showed talent. That was like a really important thing. This is a talent show, and she showed her talent really well. So I give it a 9 for sure.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I thought that there was like, I thought that it was great. It was so solid. I wanted like a little bit more. It was like the song and the baguettes were fun. Actually, I didn't even know that the baguette was painted, the colors. I thought it was a knife from where I was sitting. And then she like licked the knife and I was like a little confused. But okay, that makes a lot more sense. But I'm gonna give it an 8 because I thought that it could have gone further at some points, but I thought it was good.
Real, gay people avoiding numbers, but I'm also going to give it an 8 because, first of all, the glaring ableism in front of your diabetic aunt to eat carbs on stage.
How rude.
Weird. But I 100% agree there were moments that could have gone even further to make it a really high peak that nobody else could have thought of, could have scratched, could have come near when it came to the execution of that number. Maybe some more tie-in to like French pop culture moments of "Are you happy to be in Paris? Oui!" Like that sort of stuff that really made it like an over-the-top mix and concept that nobody else could have done.
Next up, we have Darcy de la Quadra.
The DLC.
Yes. She did Sports Car, and she had backup dancers as well. I thought this one was really good. It really was impactful. It felt really impactful for some reason. Because, like, if you really look at it, like, Cut and Dry was just a dance number. But I feel like it felt really, like, powerful because the dancers were really on it. They were all really synchronized. And it just felt really good to watch. Yeah. I'm going to give it, like, a 7, probably. It's one of my, on the top side for me last night. Oh.
I'm gonna also give it a 7. I thought this was great. Doing Sports Car after the VMAs performance though is like crazy in my opinion. Cause Tate was out there flopping pussy and Darcy did the choreo and it was still on point. Just like doing it right after that is like real hard for me to like, I don't know. She just did it so cunty. But as you said, backup dancers on point. She knew all the choreo. She was connecting with the audience. It felt like it was like her song. It was the one that like she was performing it. Like she was performing that song down. Yeah. And that's why I'm gonna give it like 7. It was very solid.
I am also going to give it a 7. So you would have won in Vegas, ding ding ding. But like everybody else said, you're following up the Sports Car performance from the VMAs, which was without a doubt one of the best live performances that we've seen on television in a hot minute when it comes to an award show. So you're gonna have to compete with that, and I know we shouldn't compare it to that because Tate's a mega superstar,
right? Of course,
though.
But
know how to like divert or maybe do something else that isn't really calling back to that really ties in who Darcy is, how you perform, the perspective that you bring to this art form that's unique to yourself and your artistic brand and integrity. But again, she looked great. She hit every moment. The backup dancers hit every moment. Unlike the moments with Jade, where the backup dancers took away from what was going on, Darcy's backup dancers really added to the composition as a whole and made it a solid number.
Yeah, they didn't distract. Like, she was still the main thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the funny thing, and I'm gonna point it out, her costume like ripped on stage. It was so, I didn't see it because like from where I was
in that moment.
I don't know. It was when she put her hands up or something. Her armpit, it burst, and the judges were like, "Girl." I didn't get to see it because if I did saw it, that would have been fun.
It's that weird, sticky, hot pleather fabric
that and I could never wear it. And I could never wear it. I'm a sweaty bitch. I can't wear that. Next up was Gray. Gray gave us a Shakespearean iambic pentameter.
Ain't no iambic pentameter. Shenandoah and I clocked that back there. There was no iambic pentameter.
Well, what's the other thing then?
It was maybe a sonnet. It was maybe a cutesy little 17 lines. But it was not an iambic pentameter.
I'm pretty sure it was an iambic pentameter.
Like the beats, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I don't even know what iambic pentameter means. I just heard
These girls can't even spell iambic pentameter.
I just heard a word and I wanted to say it. But Gray fought a dragon on stage. Basically Gray's talent was backyardigans and was transported to the land of time fighting a dragon. And that's what I have to say about that. Other than that, it was for me, this was a 9. It was so creative. It was different than what everyone else did tonight. It was not a lip sync performance. It was not dancing. It was a choreographed fight scene. And if you listened to the lyrics, it properly painted a beginning, middle, and end story of what she wants to see herself as in drag, where she's currently at fighting the demons of her, Crimson and TrevHER and everyone else that
I want to fight them too.
Well, she just thinks that we're this shadow that is going to overshadow her, and so she wanted to defeat that, and then now she's going to take on this competition because she got rid of that. So I thought it was so creative, and this was a top performance for me. This was a 9.
Work. I am going to give it an 8 because I agree, it was really good. It was really solid. Like I've been asking from other competitors, it was identifiable to who Gray is. It had a great artistic integrity in what Gray has done and is hoping to do with their drag career, both in this competition and beyond. Though, like I've said for other competitors, I think there could have been even more from it because it was a spoken word performance. And yes, there were acted out moments. It was very theatrical in its execution, though I'm going to give Gray an 8 for the performance because I think it was really solid. I think it was really good and well done, though I think there could have been more with it all. Maybe background elements, that sort of stuff. Like when you did TrevHER the musical, it was an entire stage production.
Yeah.
And so knowing the heat that your family member brought last season, I know there was the tie-in of the anticipation of following you up, being Crimson's drag daughter, that sort of stuff that was mentioned in the number. Though I really think that would have made things really over the top and would have just knocked everybody else out of the water with how good the performance was without those elements. But again, great job. It was well done. Great tie-in to who you are artistically, what you want from your career, etc. Great job.
Okay, I have the unpopular opinion again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not like this performance. I don't know why. I just felt like nothing happened. Maybe it was because I couldn't hear the word. It was so indistinct, the mix. Where from where I was, you couldn't really tell what was being said. I just could hear it was poetry. And I was okay, yes, poetry. I wrote snaps, poetry. This is kind of iconic. But I didn't know what the poetry was saying because of the speaker quality, or maybe it was the recording quality. I don't know. Something led to that. And I don't know. I just thought there was gonna be more that would happen. It just felt very underwhelming to me. I'm sorry.
I will say there were bits of audio quality. I will say there were bits of audio quality that were difficult, but
I blame for Shakers.
Exactly. But also, that's my niece, her sister. Watch your mouth. Tie your marks.
Do you want to say?
Who dare step forth to test my rightful name? The smell of stories that are left untold.
Next up, we had Sorority Heights, all the way from Baltimore. She's so Baltimore, Tron City. She's a downtown bitch with uptown pretty. She did a Beyonce mix, which had very cool, fun, cybernetic, robotic elements included with propage and with the garment itself. I thought visually she looked beautiful. The garment was rhinestoned from head to toe. Head to toe. The hair was very pretty. Loved the ponytail. Though, the black around the hairline, I wasn't the biggest fan of. And in my opinion, I'm going to give it a 6 because I think it was rather expected of a drag number for a competition like this where we're looking for something that nobody else could have thought of, nobody else could have done, that just sets you miles and miles beyond your competitors in what you're capable of doing, and making sure that they come out here and we're going, no way could they measure up or do what Sorority just did. Though there were moments watching that number where I thought to myself, oh, there's a performer who I think has a look like this, who would do a number like this.
Yeah, I agree. I said it seemed like a shook number. It seemed very I don't know, it just seemed like a Saturday night bar number. And nothing was like super creative about it. I wrote that down too. I said the details were there and like she looked cool, but how many times have we seen like a Beyonce cybernetic like vibe and like, I don't know.
Drew Sidora.
I've seen it a bunch, and then once the baton came out, it was cool, but I just wanted more of it or something else. Like it should have been that and then another thing, and then cool, that's a talent. But the rest of it was just like her dancing normally. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a 5.
Yeah,
it was one of the lower ones for me, unfortunately.
I'm also gonna give this a 5. I agree with one of the lower ones, lower half for me. I agree with what you guys were saying. She looked good. I will disagree about the hair because it kept getting in her face or like, getting like wrapped in, it got stuck in her sleeve at one point. I think that might have been during the lip sync because of the stones. Yeah. And so like, it's just like little things like that. But, and I don't know, it just wasn't very impactful for me. Like you said, it was just like a shook number. So I was like, I don't know, I could have seen that as shook, but I came to mix shakers. So yeah.
Next up, we have Dee Alexander.
She looks like Willem. That's the first thing I wrote when she came out. She looks like Willem.
Don't do Willem like that.
Willem gets her lips done.
Yeah, don't do Willem.
Sorry.
Don't do Willem like that.
Season 4 Willem.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, season 4 Willem.
Nasty.
Now that's something.
Gut bucket. Nasty.
I didn't like the number. I don't even know where to start with this one. I didn't like it. As soon as something started and she wasn't on stage, that already irked me because it was something really funny and like referential and everyone knoes that. And she didn't like act it out or she wasn't there doing it. Then
she was doing it in the back.
To
I was watching her in the back and she was.
That doesn't count. And then she comes out to Call Me by who?
Blondie.
By Blondie. Call Me by Blondie. And in the middle it gets interrupted by a Peppa Pig. And I didn't like understand it. I understood what she was doing. She was doing a bit where she kept getting interrupted by calls, right? And so it was a call in the beginning, a call in the middle, and a call at the end. I get it. I've seen a call mix like 17 million times. This wasn't creative or like original, and I've seen Unique New York do a call mix as fucking Patrick Starr.
Sister!
She does a telephone mix. She goes, no, this is Patrick. And then it turns into a telephone. And then it goes, no, this is Patrick. Then it goes into a different Call Me song. I've just seen this. It wasn't anything that I don't want that to be your talent number. And also the dancing in between, like, may not have been the best, but the camp factor was there and I get it. I just wish that there was like, I wish she did more on a phone. I wish she had a phone.
Yeah.
I was like, and I don't even understand the outfit that she was wearing either. A lot of it just didn't really make sense to me. This is my lowest one. I'm gonna give it a 4.
It's upside down.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I just didn't think it was creative.
I am going to give it a 5. I agree with everything that Trev said in terms of there could have been so much more for a number like this because we've said it, we've kicked the dead horse time and time again. This is week 1. We want an introduction to who you are and what you do that nobody else could ever compete with.
Yeah, and like I get you're dumb and campy and funny and like that's where it is, but it didn't.
Yeah, the camp factor could have been like really driven up, like you said, with props. Or like having the mix go into other songs that reference phones, etc. We all know Desiree Dick's telephone scary movie number.
Yeah.
We all know it. It's iconic. So you're already in an uphill battle, no Miley Cyrus, of going up against phone numbers that we know well and think are already up here. And it's week 1. Come out the gate swinging with something that maybe nobody else would have considered, especially for a talent number. Because even if you swing hard and you miss, people will still sit there and be like, oh wow, that was so good, nobody else could have done that.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 4 also. I agree, it was just not creative. Like, I feel like I've seen that specific mix, like, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Probably.
Like, before, and I don't know, and I will give her one compliment, is she totally took me out with her oinking. Whenever Peppa oinked, she went, and it was so good. I don't know why it was so funny to me. Yeah, that's literally it though. That's the only thing I liked about that performance.
I will agree. The entire like spoken word was on point.
Yeah.
Also, Let Me Paint You Sometime. Please, you want that.
Go to her mother.
I can't be so, but everybody else can. Never mind, I'm making cookies. Would you like to lick the spoon? No, thank you, Mummy. Can I make sushi instead? Okay.
We have Dior Couture. This number, I will be like so honest. I will need to watch something back to remember like what happened. No, we don't actually okay. I was just kind of making it a point where like I don't really remember what happened during that number. It was very long.
It was so long.
I think that she took the whole entire time to like, try to like lead something. Did she go past it?
I think she was over, because hers was the longest out of everyone's, like by a minute.
Woof. Is the cutoff 4 minutes?
I think.
I know for a fact it was 5. Okay.
Oh, it was 5?
So she
hers
did
was
go
5
over.
or the cutoff
Yeah.
was 5.
Okay, no. So her number was 5 minutes. It did feel very long.
Yeah.
It felt long. The reveal was great. I just need like a beginning, middle, and end. If the reveal is your end, I need like the lead up to it. Singing live, rapping live is hard. People can't understand you. That's why like when I did mine, I like made sure that it was like over a very clean like MP3 because I needed people to hear my lyrics. And I also printed out lyrics for the judges too.
Period.
Like so they knew what to reference and like where my like little innuendos were and like my double entendres. Like she may have had that. I cannot tell you what she said during that number though. I really have no idea. Yeah.
She said,
that's all I got.
Cut.
And I think it starts with a K.
Yeah.
I think that's what she was saying.
And what would you score it?
I would score this a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Because for me, it really met Dior's brand and really matched everything that like she does and what we know her for. And it went well, I would say. Was it perfect? I don't think. Because it was, like TrevHER said, it was a little bit long-winded and got a little bit repetitive. And like we've requested from other contestants, there needed to be more peaks and valleys because we need to be able to breathe during your number. We need to be able to have moments where like our eyes rest, where we're able to see like how you can take it back down, but then build it back up.
And she did. I think it was just hard to hear though too, because she did have like that moment. She was like, da, 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 but I couldn't hear anything. None of the lyrics stuck with me. It was just like she tried to have that. It was just hard to hear.
The audio quality is difficult here, which is something that I think with half of our competitors singing live or performing live weren't expecting. So I think maybe a mic check moving forward would be really, really beneficial for contestants, especially on nights where they need to use the live mics. But again, I thought it was good for Dior and really matched up what I wanted to see from her, though I think could have been better executed to make sure that pacing and everything went a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 6. I feel like knowing Dior, I feel like she could have done so much better. I was a little bit disappointed because I thought she was going to come out with something a little bit more creative and like, a concept out of the box, and it wasn't. And I was really surprised because, I don't know, that's just not really the Dior I knew, but she just did like what I expected from her, or like what I expected to see from her at any show.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything unique for her.
Yeah.
So that really bothered me, and that's why I give it a 6. But it was a good performance.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take that away. She's an amazing performer, but it was the same performance that we've seen.
Again, swing for the fences with this competition. Every single week, not just week 1. Swing for the fences.
Agreed.
Last but not least, all the way from the Appalachian State, all the way from Wigglesburg, we have Shenandoah.
What?
Fredericksburg. If you're familiar with the Shenandoah lore, you know of Wigglesburg.
Yes.
But Shenandoah, for her talent, comes out in a very campy, very country look and yodels for her talent. In my opinion, so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Like something nobody else could have done with all of the live singing that was going on for the evening. Everybody who did anything on the mic, I don't think could have done what Shenandoah did.
Yeah.
Though I think the shortcoming with the performance was that it got a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
Of like, we knew it was going to continue going, but didn't change up in a way that we were maybe hoping it would. Because I know with her garment in particular, people were thinking that it was maybe a reveal that she was going to go from because the hair was huge.
Yeah.
The hair was gigantic. And so everybody thought it was maybe going to come off and reveal something else, or the garment was going to come off and reveal something else.
Right.
But in my opinion, I thought it was a great showing for her. Really was a strong introduction to who she is and what she does. I've known Shenandoah for years, so it's really good to see a sister come up and really do her big one when she came up here. Though, for the reasons that I mentioned earlier, I'm going to give it an 8 because I think it could have gone a little bit further of making it something dynamic. I think is the word that I would use. Dynamic. That had ebbs and flows, that changed up and had people really sitting there and not knowing what was going to come next.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the performance. That night I thought it was really cool. It was very different from everyone else's. I'm gonna give it an 8. I do agree that it could have gone further and like something. There could have been a little bit more of a camp factor in it, other than just looking really campy. But the other reason I'm like kind of going to an 8 is because this morning, Crimson and I were talking about this performance, and Crimson like knew the song. She was backstage singing it. Apparently, this is a very famous like yodel song, and hearing the original. It is absolutely insane. It is faster. So it sounded like Shenandoah did a very, very good job of this song. It just felt slower and like paced down. So then to see the talent of like, you know, like the like yodelers, and then to see hers, I was like, I get what she was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like hearing that, and Crimson was playing yodel songs all morning. And so I heard about like 3, and they were very, very impressive. So like, I thought Shenandoah did great.
Shenandoah was the Mason Ramsey Walmart kid version of that song.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god!
I want to go.
Yes! Very, very. I know I picked up a little bit at the end, but like, again, hearing like the original song, it like, it is, it is fast. It is real fast.
I'm gonna give it an 8 for all the reasons y'all said. I love this number though. It made me so happy just as a human being. I was like, yes. But I understand things could have gone farther and stuff like that. But great job, Shenandoah. You made me really, like, you made me live, so.
Yeah, that was great.
Great talent. So before we decided who was in the top and in the bottom, we had an amazing performance from Mari Con Carne, and it was a very impactful performance that I will include a clip of here.
Okay, so now we're on to the top 3 of the night.
Yes.
Our top 3 were Sapphica, Shenandoah, and Dee Alexander. Now, what do we think about that, ladies?
2 out of 3.
Agreed. I thought Sapphica and Shenandoah's placements were what I was expecting for the two of them.
Yes.
I honestly was not expecting Dee Dee to be as high as she was.
I know Dee Dee, and I don't want her to like get mad at me. I very much thought that her performance was a bottom performance.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that she was bottom 2.
I thought when they called her up that they were calling up the winner and the bottom 2. But then they called up Sapphica after that. And I was like, oh, they couldn't, they're not. So then I was like, why is she in the top? And she was in the top. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Who would you replace her with?
Either Darcy or, I don't know, hers felt more impactful than Dee Dee's for me. But I don't know who else. Yeah, it would be Darcy for me.
Who would you have done?
I'm not saying this in terms of nepotism. I'm not saying it because I know the girl. I personally would have given it to Gray.
I would have given it to Gray as well. I thought Gray had a very solid top 3 performance. I don't know if it was top 2. It was definitely worthy of like 3rd place.
It was Beyonce.
I know I ranked it high on here, but like again, seeing like the other girls, like that Gray performance was like, it was just so strong. I thought it should have been.
It was beyond safe, in my opinion.
I agree. And our winner of the night was, drum roll,
Sapphica Star!
Yes!
Come on, Nisi, keep it in the family.
Deserved. Go eat some more bread. She said she couldn't eat bread before the number because
Had to be nice and thin.
No, I don't think it was. No, I think it has something to do with singing. That's what she said. I don't know. Watch that interview later.
I didn't go to school for math.
Watch that interview later, but she deserved that run.
Yeah, she totally did. I thought she was the number one person for me this week. So
Yeah.
she deserved to win. Yeah.
I thought she was great. Congrats, girl.
Yeah.
And then on to our bottom two, we had Sorority Heights and Rumor Mills. Now, what do we think of the other two?
I don't think sorority should have been there. I think Dee Dee should have been there instead.
Honestly, yeah.
I agree. I thought Dee Dee was bottom two, but Sorority definitely was bottom three for me.
Yeah,
I just don't think that she should have lip synced.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Now, Ani, can you tell us about your experiences being in the bottom two in Shakers?
So
Word.
We wouldn't know about that.
unfortunately.
But yes, that was our bottom two.
Yeah, I would have put Dee Dee there. Unfortunately. Don't be mad at me, girl.
And the lip sync song was, let me think about it.
Yeah.
And
The judges thought about it and they decided to keep both of them for some reason.
well, the reason being, next week is Duets Week. Famously,
Yes.
with our season, it was originally 11 cast members. We had somebody drop, which then moved it to 10. Very similar to this season.
Yes.
But last season, they decided to eliminate somebody week 1, which led to difficulties going into week 2, which was planned to be Duets Week because there was now an odd number. Learning from that last year, they decided to
wanted
keep
to
both
keep
of them so that it stayed an even number due to the possibility that competitors have already paired off for next week.
That's valid.
In my opinion, I think that if there was going to be a double save, it shouldn't have been this week.
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm actually like a little disappointed that they didn't even have that conversation because like for us, yes, we did last year have a group of 3. So what? Like at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. What does matter is like you showing up prepared to like do a lip sync number, and like when it's obvious that you're just like not prepared or you're not in it, and it's like you're wearing Crocs on stage. Like I am just a little disappointed that like that was like that was saved. I don't know. Like, and this is nothing to Rumor because like again, I have downloaded that song and I fucking love that song. And I love her. It's just like, I don't know. It didn't seem like strong enough for like to want to stay in this competition.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I don't think, though, it was in terms of execution. No shade to either of them. I don't think it was, we're saving both of y'all because you did so well. I think it was in terms of necessity.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't think that necessity was strong enough. And I think
Valid.
we could have waited till next week if we saw a double save opportunity.
Yeah.
Valid.
Or we
It's
could have
probably
waited.
a really good lip sync. There's so many weeks left. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot. We could have saved a double save, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
But we'll
Nonetheless, we will be seeing all 10 competitors back next week.
Yes.
Next week, they're doing duos, and the runway is black and white.
Ooh.
So that's fun.
fingers crossed, somebody
Someone,
does
yeah.
Jack Skellington. Somebody does A Nightmare Before Christmas. That's one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
cool. All right, so I guess, is that it, y'all?
Yes.
so.
That is it. So we will be seeing you all next week. Thank y'all for watching this week. I hope you liked the Shakedown. I have been TrevHER.
And I'm Ani So Exotic.
And I've been your special guest for this week, Diabetes.
And we will see y'all next week. But before then, don't forget to watch the interviews with the girls that we took backstage right now. All right? We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Shake it up.